Hello, my name is Jeremy Fox. This is my cross-platform mobile development video reflection for week 4. This is it's been all about syncing between an iOS client and an Android client, all hooked up to a cloud server or a remote API. So let's see, what did I find most valuable this week? Really, I think it's just the overall experience of syncing data between multiple clients. Between, for example, like we did between an iOS and an Android client, syncing that data remotely through an API. It's always good to practice that. Let's see, what did you find most challenging? Honestly, it was way easier to do most of this work in Android, even though I consider myself way more comfortable and more of an iOS developer. A lot of this was far easier to implement. Even like the sorting and everything, it just was a lot easier and quicker to implement in Android side. But so I guess the thing I found most challenging was just trying to cram all of the stuff, all the required features into the iOS app on time and making sure everything works properly. What would you have done differently if you could? Definitely add more styling to the iOS app, which, as you can see, is up in the simulator right now. I did not have any time to do really any styling whatsoever, so it's all very, very bare bones black and white stuff. So there's no real fancy graphics or anything like in the Android app. And list a few things that could use more clarification. I don't have anything right now, so before I run out of time here, I will just show you a quick demo. I'm using Droid at screen so you can see my Android screen. So it's very slow, so I'll try to work slow so you can keep up. Okay, so as you can see, and on the iOS, some of the titles are getting cut off, whereas on Android they wrap. And you can see I'm not using the fonts or the styles or anything. I just have the black blocks in here to represent what they will look like eventually after I design it and put all the graphics in. You'll see on the Android side what the iOS will look like ultimately when it's done. But anyways, you can see I'm looking at all the same notes, and they're all ordered the same way. Let me turn Android back on, because the default is to sort by date created. So let's see, let's go ahead and just show you real quick. Currently, the easiest way I could implement this without having a whole bunch of toolbars and stuff in here on iOS was just to implement a long press. So if you just long press on any one of the notes, it gives you the options to sort the notes. So sort created doesn't do anything because it's already sorted by created. Sort by updated, and they sort just like that. And then if we sort by alphabetical, they'll sort that way as well, by title. And then if we come over here, I will sync to make sure we're up to date on Android. Okay, and then I will sort by updated, and as you can see, it's sorted the same way as it just did on iOS. If we go over here, we should be able to say sort updated, and there you go, it's the same exact order. And then if we sort by alphabetical, it's the same order again. So all of that data is being synced to the API. And so now, for example, if I go on iOS and I say newest note, and I'm just gonna do new in here. If we save this guy and then I sync to make sure that goes to the API, let's see, where did that go? Oh, right here, newest note. So that you can see my very bare bones details page, but there it is, newest note. Let me turn Android back on. And then let's come over to the API here real quick and refresh. And you can see right there it is in the API now. So it's in the API, newest note. So if I come over here to Android and I sync, loading notes, there it is, right at the very top, newest note. So I didn't actually have to create the note in Android, I did it on iOS, and it shows up in Android. And then if I do the same thing on Android, and I say, I'm just going to call this Android note. Save this. It says note saved. And there it is at the very top, Android note. Let's see if it's in the API. Right there it is, Android note. So if I come over to iOS and I refresh and make sure we're sorted by date created, there it is, Android note. So as you can see, note creation is syncing. Let's go into this Android note and edit it. And let's call this Android note edited on iOS. We will save that. We'll go back, sync to make sure it goes into the API. We can come over here even and refresh the API, and you can see it says Android note edited on iOS. So when we sync Android, there it is, Android note edited on iOS, the very first one that's kind of long looking now. All right, so let's go into this guy and we will delete this note from Android. So we just deleted it, so it should go away anyways. Refresh. Let's do it this way. Delete. Okay, there it goes. So if I refresh, okay, it looks like it's gone now. Then I come over to here and I refresh. There we go, it's gone. Actually looks like I deleted a couple of them there, but you can see they're gone now. So everything is syncing back and forth between the clients through the cloud, through this app, Ruby on Rails app I've got running up in Heroku. So everything is syncing between clients. So that's really all I've got to show you. Thank you very much for watching.